Joining me live now for more on this is freelance journalist Georgina Kekea, who is in Honiara. Georgina, thank you for joining us. Can you tell me what the situation is like on the ground there at the moment? It seems that there may be a sense of control and a clean-up underway.
Yes, thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, today it has been more calmer than the past few days. Things are looking back to normal, especially in the daytime, traveling from in the city from the eastern side and also the western side. Much better than the past few days, which we see looting and rioting. Today it's more people coming out, some are starting to do cleanup, but there are still some reports of demonstration, which are yet to be confirmed. But we hope and anticipate that this protest or riot should stop. But we don't know. We'll see what the few coming days will be like.
And Georgina, there are reports of 3 bodies found in burnt-out buildings in Chinatown. Can you tell me any more about that?
What happened? I think the police, they were informed of I think 3 people that went into the building trying to scavenge, the scavengers basically, but they didn't come out of the building. The building was on fire when they went in, but unfortunately they didn't come out, and I think it was reported to the police, and they respond to that today. So today, hopefully they have removed the 3 bodies, but while we were there this afternoon, the bodies are still in there, the police are there as well. But we haven't been able to stay and see them remove the bodies from the building. Yeah.
And which areas have been hardest hit? From your Twitter, it seems perhaps Chinatown businesses.
Yes, Chinatown mostly. Yesterday when we were there, yesterday morning, 6 buildings were still standing. But later in the afternoon, they burnt, a few more buildings were torched. And today morning, when we went there, it was like most of the buildings have been burnt, and of course, a lot of them looted as well. So Chinatown is the worst hit, including the eastern side of Honiara, along the highway, on the industrial side of the city, mainly along the highway where the buildings were burnt. So mostly the eastern part of the city, which is greatly affected by the protests and riots.
And what about the effect on the economy and jobs for the capital? Obviously, some significant damage has been done.
Yes, the central bank has released a report this evening saying that $227 million has been the loss on the economy being felt now by the riots and the disruption or the destruction it has caused. And it will take at least about a year for businesses to, recover or even try to get themselves on a good footing. But otherwise, it's a big loss. Almost 1,000 people have lost their jobs, especially with the destruction of buildings. Some buildings have more than 1 offices inside. So that was the latest report that central bank released this evening. And further updates will be made as they assess the number of businesses being affected by this riot and protest. And I think it was about 50 plus buildings that were destroyed during the protest.
Very significant indeed. And just finally, Georgina, Australian Federal Police and Army have been there assisting. What's the reaction been from locals towards those troops?
I think the like-minded families, Solomon Islanders, are just quite pleased to see some help coming through. The past 2 days have been really bad. And especially for the families who need, who need their children to have food, education, and all that. All this has been affected these past 2 days, and having some sort of assistance coming through is greatly appreciated by most Solomon Islanders, which I've seen or heard, and even for the Asians themselves, those who do have businesses that are still standing, they were anticipating the arrival of the support from Australia as well as the PNG group. And that's how it's like for us in Honiara. As long as we have support, basically that's what the people are looking forward to. Yeah.
Georgina Kekea from Honiara in the Solomon Islands, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you, Anna.